Hey everybody, it's Patricia and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to start my eyeshadow collection and declutter. I'm going to show you all of my eyeshadow palettes and I'm going to be really cutthroat. And we'll see. I don't know how many palettes I have right now. And I'm not sure, I'm looking at them. I'm not sure how many I'm going to declutter. I'm going to declutter a lot. That's my goal. I have too many. They sit here, they don't get played with, they don't get used. If you watched I think my chat to Get Ready With Me, I explained that when we moved here 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, my art supplies didn't make it. They disappeared. And I have no paint. And so I am going to turn my eyeshadow palettes that I am decluttering into paint. Or at least some of them. And I've decided I am going to show how I do that. And that's going to be on my other channel. I have my Finding My Tiara design channel. I have not uploaded on that channel in a while. It's been mainly crochet, but I got so burned out from crocheting. So I haven't uploaded anything, but I'm going to turn that into a little bit catch-all of all the creative things I'm doing. So I will let you know when that video is up and I'll give you links to that video. If you're watching this video in the future, I'll include a link in the description box down below or in a pinned comment or something. But for now, when you first watch this, there will be no makeup made yet. There's some other things that's got to go on first. Anyway, beside the point. So we're going to get started. I am going to show you all my palettes, what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to try to sell in my Mercari shop, which right now has nothing in it. After I completely go through everything, then I will sit down, clean everything up, and list it on Mercari. But the majority of these things are going to be turned into paint or some other creative outlet with them. Nothing's going to be thrown away. Even if it's expired, I can make paint out of it. So I'm going to start with my Nomad palettes because they're not going anywhere. So I'm going to go through and show you all of my Nomad palettes. First, I'm going to show you the two that I have in my everyday makeup basket right now. The one I'm wearing is the Nomad Toscana or the Tuscany palette. This is what I have on right now. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. That's what I'm wearing now. It's going to go into my everyday makeup basket. Also in my everyday makeup basket right now is the newest one I have. The latest one I purchased, which was the Nomad Pacific Northwest palette. And I'm going to open this up. I'll open up all the palettes and show you. It's going to be a long video, so I suggest get something to drink, get a snack, pause, come back. But they're, oh, gorgeous palette. Let me put it up where you don't see me. There we go. And I am currently checking this palette out. That, of course, is stained. Now, I didn't realize I have a lot of Nomad palettes now, and I will add up how many I have, and then of just the Nomad when I get done. The smallest Nomad palette I have is the Nomad Oslo Norway palette, and I think this is so cute. This is perfect travel palette. Perfect to travel with. This is still available, and they have two other small palettes. One is a green palette and one is a warm brown, orangey brown color palette. I prefer cooler colors to warm colors, although I do like warm colors, but I prefer these cooler shades like this, and I didn't want the green. I didn't feel like I needed the green, so I have this one, and this might be my second favorite Nomad palette, truthfully, color story wise. It's a nice neutral Nice neutral palette. Next, I have this Lake Como palette. My friend Aiden sent me this one. Beautiful, beautiful shades. And there we've got some blues and greens. Now that's going to be important when I get to some of these palettes, because I'm going to decide, do I need like all these colorful palettes. My Cartagena. I'm wiping dust off as I go because I have not dusted these. Bad, bad, bad. But there's the Cartagena. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And then I have, they are bringing this one back. Cartagena is no longer available. Neither is the Lake Como palette or the Tuscany palette. Those are not available. This is the Hudson Valley, and they are going to reissue this fall with the new formulation. This has the old formulation. I don't mind the old formulation of eyeshadows, so, but they're going to reissue that. Next, I just pulled them. They're in no particular order. I've got my Nomad Fuji 5 Lakes palette. And again, I keep this one in the box just like I'm keeping the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, the Pacific Northwest is a bigger palette. Look at that. Beautiful. And there we go. I've got reds, blues, yellows in here. Love that. I've got the Nomad Berlin Underground. Again, my friend Aiden sent me this one. There we go. It's a nice grungy palette. There we go. Next, the Nomad Haunted Europe with the lenticular cover. I don't know if this one is still available. I don't remember. There it is. Beautiful. And then my favorite one, the Ghost Town USA. And again, a lenticular. I know it's, we've got, there we go. There's shadow. This is just my favorite color story. There we go. And then the Chicago Speakeasy, I keep it in the box. And it's in the box because of this cover. It's got like this flocked faux velvet with the gold. This is probably my third favorite palette. I love these shades. There we go. And then I have Speakeasy, I believe is still available. And then this is the Iceland Fire and Ice. I'm not sure if this one's still available. Here we are, blues and greens and orange. Okay. And then the Chamonix Après Ski Palette. I keep it in the box. There we go. To me, I think of this as Christmas. I know this is not red, but this is a nice burgundies, greens, and blues. I think it's gorgeous. Gorgeous palette. One of my favorites. Next, I have, again, Halloween palette. The Salem, Witch City Salem, and again, a lenticular cover. I love their Halloween ones, are these lenticular covers. Very, very Halloween. Beautiful. Love it. And then my Nomad, this one really needs clean. The dust catches in all those little, this is all like layers of cut plastic, just layered. This is the Royal Europe palette. And it has 5 multichromes. This whole bottom row right here. Beautiful. And then the last one I have is a recent one that my friend Jackie sent me. And I keep it in here because I don't have the box. Because it also has that flocked that flocked faux velvet, and this is the Orient Express. And that's what it looks like. So all those are staying in my collection. Not a surprise there. Nothing there is going away. All right, let me put these away and we'll do our next batch. Okay, the Nomad was the easy part. Now we get into the difficult part. I've pulled out all my Jeffree Star palettes. I keep tabs on what Jeffree Star puts out, and for a while now, it just hasn't spoke to me. Nothing has, I haven't really wanted it. Now, I do like the palettes I have, but I am going to be decluttering some of these palettes. First, I have the Mini Orgy. I think someone, maybe Jackie, sent me these because she had sent me some palettes before. I believe she had sent me this one, and I don't know, I can't remember. So long ago. But the Mini Orgy. And this is what it looks like. And I don't feel I need this palette. I am going to declutter it. I think what I'm going to do with it is I am going to see if I'm going to sell it. If I don't sell it, it will become paint. So this is our first casualty. Next, I'm gonna go with this one. This is the last Jeffree Star palette I purchased. I'm cleaning as I go. And it's the Cotton Candy Queen. I don't use this. I don't know what possessed me to buy this. I don't use it. I'm not going to make paint out of it. This one I am going to sell. This one is definitely going on Poshmark. Here we go. Next, I have, and my dog just snored, so if you hear him, RC is laying behind me. Next, I have Beauty Killer. And here's what they look like. Now, I am not sure if this would be a good seller on Poshmark or on Mercari or in any of the, but I really like this blue shimmer. It's like, I don't know if you can see, it's blue with glitter in it. And then I've got black with glitter. Let's see if that comes through. And there's a gold in here. There's satin. Now, when I say glitter, these are not chunky glitter. These are micro glitters. And that black stained my finger. These are micro glitters, so it's not glittery on the eye. You know what I mean? But there's satins in here. I'm going to turn this one into paint, mainly because I really like this shimmery black. And I want to turn that into paint. Okay, definitely paint. There we go. Next is the Thirsty palette. I've always liked this palette. I always have. And I use it occasionally, maybe once a year. But again, I don't think I'm going to try to sell this one. I think I'm going to turn these into eyeshadows. The shimmers in here are more glitter than the Beauty Killer. But there's 10 mattes that will make beautiful, just straight out paint. And yeah, so again, I'm decluttering this and it's going into paint. Now I think we're getting more difficult here. Now I think we're getting into what I'm actually going to keep. Next, I have Pink Religion. Now, this is one of those cases where I'm probably saving it for the packaging. And I'm usually not that kind of gal, but sometimes I am. feels like leather. It is not leather, of course. Feels like leather. It's, I don't know if you can, I'll try to, it's got all kinds of embossing. You can get a little, there we go. Now you can see. And it looks like a book. Looks like a book. And inside is all these beautiful pinks. Pinks and purples. I am keeping this. I'm hoping when I scale down my collection, really scale it down, I will have more time to devote to these palettes that I am actually not using because I have too many. So yeah, here's a keeper. Where am I going to put the keeper? How about right behind me? Right behind you. Now, this one I wanted, it is the cremated palette. This is not going anywhere. This is beautiful cool tone neutrals. Absolutely. I need to find a place on my makeup desk here where this and the next palette can just live and I can use it in adjacent to other palettes. But yeah, keeping cremated. I'm also keeping, clean it up, the Orgy palette. And there again, open it up. It's all neutrals. I love it. Now there's no shimmers in this. That's what the small palette was for. I don't need the shimmers. I just need the nice neutral. So, and when the day comes when these two no longer perform, then they will become paint. But for now, as far as I know, they are still in good shape. So, keeping that. This next one, I know I'm keeping. And again, I'm keeping for packaging reasons. I know. This is the Blue Bud palette. I actually got this from my friend Shannon at Moody Girl Beauty. Look at those blues. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it because it's a coffin. I want to find a way to display. I need to find a way to display some of my things. So yeah. Also, I know I'm keeping because the packaging is the Blood Sugar palette. This is not a coffin, it's more like a case. And again, now it looks red, but when we look at it, there's not a lot of red in it. If you'll, this is plum purples, that's an orange. So there's not a lot of red in it to be a red palette, but red doesn't really look that good on the eyes, I think. I don't wear a lot of red. So we've got a deep blood red, cherry soda red, that's the color of it. Prick is a little bit orangey. But yeah, there we go. So, whoops. There we go. I'm keeping Blood Sugar. And my last Jeffree Star is my favorite Jeffree Star. And I keep it in the box, although the box has been through it. It's the Bloodlust. And why I keep it in the box is because it is velvet. This is crushed velvet, not like Nomad's Flocked. This is actually crushed velvet. Let me open it up. I remember when I got this and I started using it, I was shocked at what wonderful eye looks I get from this. And I never pull it out and use it, hardly ever. So I've got to. It's just gorgeous. I'll clean up in here a little bit. Looks like a little. There we go. I'm keeping this. Put that back in its case. And there. So, let me kind of do a quick guess. Let's see. I'm going to check on selling 2. One I know I'm definitely going to sell. And then I have 2 that are definitely going to be turned into paint. And I kept, let me turn around. I kept 6. All right, let me go and put these up and get the next batch. Just to let you know, I have 16 Nomad palettes. Wow, I didn't realize I had that many now. I remember when I just had a few. So now, Huda. We're going to get into Huda. And I'm going to declutter some Huda. I know, can you believe it? I just pulled these out of the shelf in no particular order. So I've got the Mercury Retrograde, and as long as this is still performing, I'm going to keep this one. I love these shades. I love this color story. So, keeping. Next, I have the Naughty palette. I'm not sure if I'm going to declutter these large palettes or not. I think I'm going to keep the Naughty palette. I'll probably end up keeping the large ones. I'm just going to be, well, some of them, maybe. Next, I have the Rose Quartz. Beautiful. I love this. I'm going to keep it. The new Nudes. Yeah, keeping. Empowered. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Now, I have the Huda Beauty Rose Gold, original and remastered. I am going to keep the remastered. It's newer. And I am going to, the original is old. Ah, sorry, almost dropped it. The original is old. I'm gonna turn it into paint. I'm not gonna try to sell it. It's gonna be paint. All right, so of the large palettes, I'm down to 6. I had previously decluttered the Desert Dust because it wasn't working anymore. And so that I already have in a stash to use. All right, now I have all my small ones. And these are all the 9 pans I have. First, the Smoke Obsessions is really cute. I'm going to declutter it. It's going to be paint. The Mauve Obsessions. I'm going to make paint. Amethyst Obsessions. These shimmers are gorgeous. I have to think about this one. Do I have any shimmery purples? And I can't think off the top of my head. So my baby pile is going to stay on my desk. And then when I come across other items, then I will decide on that. Okay, the Topaz Obsession. Definitely going to be paint. That never was a favorite of mine. Ruby Obsession. I'm going to turn it into paint. Gemstone Obsession. It's definitely going to become paint. neon. This is the neon orange. I don't ever use that. I have my Cartagena palette by Nomad that is so similar, and I decluttered another palette last time so similar, but it's gonna be paint. This one I might keep. This is the Wild Jaguar. Now this one I might keep. I do really like that color story. I really like that, this purple in the middle. Let's see if it will. Are you going to? I don't think it wants to. Although it's not swatching that great. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. So this one's a keeper. Wow. The nude medium. It's gonna become paint. The Emerald Obsession. I think this one is another one I'm gonna hang on to in my maybe pile and see what other greens. I showed you some greens earlier, but they weren't dark like this. So I'm going to hang on to that. And then last I have Purple Haze. I like this purple. I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile and then come back around to that later. So, alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One large one and 7 small 9 pans are going to become paint. And I kept 6 large and 1 small. And then 3 I'm thinking about. Wow. Okay. Let me go get another stack and we'll be right. Okay, I got some more. We might get this all done in one setting. I'm not sure. I've got my Urban Decay. I have my Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I have my Too Faced. Let's start with Urban Decay. My Born to Run palette. I loved this palette. I did hit pan on this palette. I have not touched this palette in quite a while. I think I'm going to turn it to paint. It's going to paint. Okay, let me grab another wipe, because everything I have is so dusty. This is a good way to clean everything. Alright, this Urban Decay Naked Heat. That is pretty. I never reach for it. But part of me does not want to let it go. I'm going to hang on to it. I'll put it right here. Naked 3. Wow, these are so pretty. Naked 3. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I'm going to hang on to it. Naked Honey. Naked Honey. Naked Smoky. Part of me wants to keep them for the packaging, but then I'm thinking this packaging is plastic, I can turn these into paint and put them right back into the slot they're in. And then I'll have paint in the packaging. And then I have the cherry. Now cherry is my favorite. I guess you want to see it. Cherry is my favorite. Okay, I'm keeping cherry. Smoky's gonna be paint. Honey's gonna be paint. I'm gonna keep Naked 3 for now. And Naked Heat's gonna be paint. So I'm keeping 2 Urban Decay. Yeah, put them right. No, let me just put them right here. And I am turning 4 into paint. Do I want to try to sell these? This one is used really. I'm going to definitely put that in the paint. I'm going to research these. If I can sell them. No, I'm going to turn them into paint. I get to keep the container. I really like the container they're in. Next, Anastasia Beverly Hills. Okay, this one. I worked hard to keep these clean and it's a little dusty. Modern Renaissance, the OG. When I thought of doing this, I knew immediately I was going to turn this to paint. I knew immediately. This is in cardboard, so I won't put it back into this container, but it's going to be paint. Soft Glam. Soft Glam. I'm going to turn to paint. Sultry. Sultry is very pretty. I'm going to turn it to paint. Just throw that plastic away. Norvina. This one. This one I'm going to keep and see how it performs. And then Carly Bible. I am turning Carly into paint. So I'm keeping 1 Anastasia Beverly Hills and turning 4 of these into paint. I told you I was being cutthroat. Too-Faced. I threw away the pineapple one of these because it had expired. I wish I'd have kept it because I can make paint out of expired eyeshadow, but I threw it away. But I've got the Razzle Dazzle. And it still smells good. I'm going to turn that to paint. And I can put them right back in this container. And then I have the Papaya. And I'm going to do the same thing. Italian Spritz is going nowhere. I love this palette. I'm going to hang on to it. This one is the Too Femme. Cute palette. Going to hang on to it. Pumpkin Spice. Not going anywhere. Pumpkin Spice. And Gingerbread. I'm keeping. Yeah. There we go. So I'm keeping 4 Too Faced and I'm decluttering 2. Wow. My declutter pile is getting huge. huge, huge, huge. So let's move on to the next group. Let's see, these I'm keeping, these I'm keeping. Okay. I have just a few miscellaneous I pulled a minute ago. This is a Dominique Cosmetics. This was the small sweater weather. It's going to be paint. I don't need to keep that. Well, let me just leave it right here while I have Violet Voss in Disco Drip. We're going to open. I haven't even used this. It's got one matte and the rest are shimmers. Definitely going to be, won't need that box. It's going to be paint. Woo! Violet Voss Berries and Cream. That is really pretty. But I'm going to turn it to paint. I have a Kat Von D Shade and Light, the Eye Palette. Now this, I barely, well, I used it, but this is all matte. And I'm actually going to turn it into paint and put it right back into this. And it'll be a nice palette of neutral paint. So definitely going to be, and then I've got that palette to keep. This Suva, the Rose Period. This is so pretty. I'm going to keep this. That is just right up my alley. I have an old Odin's Eye Christmas palette. This is the Snow Dream palette. Odin's Eye, this is the only one I have. Not my favorite, but I do want to give it more attention. So I am going to hang on to it. A little harder to get Odin's Eye now. It's Swedish, and with tariffs and everything, I think it would be a little harder to get. I'm going to hang on to that. And I have a little Ofra palette here. And this has got a small highlighter in it and 4 eyeshadows. I don't ever use this. I'm going to, that's cardboard. I'm going to turn them into paint. So from that little stash, I'm turning 5 into paint, and I kept 2. I have a huge stack behind me. All right. I'm going to put these things up and grab some more. Okay, next batch. I have a Tartelette Toasted palette. This is really pretty. But I have this. This is metal. I can make these into paint and put them right back into this and be a nice container. I'm going to turn that into paint. Okay, I got to keep some things. Sigma, the Beachy palette. I'm going to keep this palette. I'm not going to turn that into paint. ColourPop. We got a stack of ColourPop. Miss Bliss. Miss Bliss has got a chunky glitter that I will use in something, but I'm going to turn that into paint. Aura and Out. Again, a chunky glitter, and then I'm going to turn those into paint. The Sweet Talk. This is old. I used the heck out of this. I feel like I got my money's worth. Whoops. In this one, even though it might not look it, I did use it a lot. I'm going to turn that into paint. It also has a chunky glitter. It's a Small World. Keep it. Let's see if I can open it up. Here we go. I'm keeping It's a Small World. Twilight. I just picked this up. I have used it once just to try it. I am keeping that. Come on. Plastic out. And keep that. Honey. I saved this thinking I needed an all yellow palette. Now, I showed you in my Nomad. I've got yellow in Nomad palettes. I don't use these. And I got a nice chunky glitter in the middle. And I would use yellow paint where I wouldn't use yellow eyeshadow. So that's going to be paint. Cherry Crush. Paint. Going to be paint. Alice in Wonderland is not going anywhere. This one I am keeping. It is not going anywhere. And then I have Beauty Bay Love Notes. And I'm going to keep this one. It's very pretty. I'm going to keep that. This one speaks to me. So, I'm keeping 4 out of that pile. Decluttering 6. Ooh. Wow. Now, next pile. I have a Pat McGrath quad. I'm not going to be decluttering any Pat McGrath. Not at all. Which one is this? Oh, it's pretty. Yeah, no. This one is Divine Rose. Yeah, keeping that. Not going anywhere. Now, this is where I've got 2 Visearts. The Tryst palette. It's plastic. I'm going to turn it into paint. Mainly because I don't ever use these palettes. And then I also have the Golden Hour from Viseart. This one is, it's got 4 mattes. Rest are shimmers. It's going to be paint. Can you believe it? Kylie Jenner, You're So Money, Baby. I absolutely love these shades. I think I'm going to keep this a little while longer and see if I play with it. See if I play with it. I got another Kylie. I can't remember this one. I think it's just the Kylie palette. This one is going to be paint. And that's cardboard, so it'll go in something else. Ace Beauté Scarlet Dusk. Paint. Paint, paint, paint. Wonder Beauty. What Wonder Beauty is this? Trailblazer. There's some really pretty shimmers in here. Look at that green. Jeez. I think I'm going to hang on to this one for a while. It's really pretty. And then I've got the original Alamar that I never use. I always thought it was so pretty. I'm going to turn it into paint. Get rid of that. So out of that pile, I kept 3 and got rid of 5. Wow. Alright, let me put these away and grab some more. Okay, now I've got small ones. We got a ways to go. Okay. I got some Lunar Beauty. I have got the Eternal Eclipse. I'm going to keep that. Probably keeping Lunar Beauty. I'll grab this one out. I love this one. Siren Sunset. This has got some beautiful purples. Now, I saved my purple palette back here. I think the purples in this are prettier than the purples in this paint. Yep. Okay, that's what I did there. I've got Moonspell 1. And again, this one, we got more purples. There we go. But let's be real, the packaging. Packaging. And Moonspell 2. More purples. There we go. Yeah. I think that was a good call on the purple. Alright. So I'm keeping those. Something I'm keeping for packaging is this Tarte Christmas palette. I rarely pull it out. It's sequins. These colors are gorgeous. I really do need to use it. There are 5 chunky glitters in it though. When I look at it though, okay, when I look at this though, I don't see any reason to keep it. It is pretty boring. Those chunky glitters, definitely I won't be putting on my eyes. I don't need to keep it. Everything else is just... I think I can take this plastic out and I can put other things in the box. Okay, put this paper away. Can you believe it? This is going away. And then I can use the container for something else. So yeah, I'm gonna set it right there. It's going away. It's going away. Now, I've got some melt here. I have my newest melt, which is I'm keeping. It's my Edward Scissorhands. Let me open it up. I don't think I need to keep the box. The box is cool, but I don't think I need to keep it. I like this. It's like a snow globe. And then beautiful shades, beautiful. I have yet to play with it, so I'm definitely keeping that. Now I have the Rust palette, and as long as this is still performing, I'll hang on to it. I have the Gemini 2. Again, beautiful. I like this one a lot. Hang on to that. And I have the Millennial Pink. This one did not perform as well, so I think this one is going to become paint. So that is through keeping 3 melt and decluttering 1 melt. Okay, let's Made by Mitchell. I got this from Beauty Bay. I don't use this, and it is perfect for paint. Is it? Is it not? Does that not scream, turn me into paint? I have all the colors here. I don't do rainbow eyes. That's not me. It's becoming paint. I'm being cutthroat. I'm gonna be cutthroat. I've got this Ofra Pro palette. I don't use these. I do think I will keep the highlighters and the bronzer. But the eyeshadows are going, I'll put those in a separate magnetic palette, and the eyeshadows will become paint. Yeah, that's what's going to happen with that. I have this large Natasha Denona Retro Glam. Actually, it's what is it? The mini. It's not the huge palette. I bought this. I'm going to keep it. I need to just use it. So I'm going to keep that one. I got Beauty Bay pastels. I don't use this. Paint. And I've got Beauty Bay the tropical palette. Ooh. I don't use these, but look what beautiful paint that's going to make. Paint. Okay, I have my Pat McGrath large. I had a quad a minute ago. This one was a Christmas palette. I'm going to keep the Christmas. I just need to use it. I'm hoping all this I'll be able to use everything. And then I have the Mothership. Which one is this? This is the Moonlight Seduction. I think this is number 10. Yeah. Mothership number 10. Yeah. Yep, keeping that. The only way I will turn Pat McGrath into paint is when it expires. And then I don't plan to buy any more Pat McGrath palettes though. And this is number 9, Utopian Dream. I might be stepping on some toes, but it's not my favorite formulation. But I do appreciate it a lot. So there we go. Keeping those. Alright, so let me put these out of the way. So I'm keeping all 3 of my large Pat McGrath in my quad. I'm going to move all these back over here that I'm keeping. Let's go through my small Natasha Denona palettes. Okay. Right off the bat, I have a couple of the larger 5-pan. I have the Coral palette. I've never been a fan of that. So it's becoming... You know what? I'm going to try to sell this one. Put that in the sell pile. And then I have this one is the Rose and Wood. I think I'll hang on to that one. Yeah. I'm trying to remember my piles. This is not Pat McGrath. I mean, not Natasha Denona. It's just a little small palette. It is plastic though. Element Beauty. That's gonna be paint. Now back to the Natasha Denona. This tiny one is the Mini Glam. I'm not sure if I want to sell that or not. I might see if I can sell it. And then I have the Mini Retro. I'm going to keep that one. What is it? You scare me. Shh. This one, Hush Puppy. People are talking outside. And he's a guard dog, so. This is by Pink Lips. It's going to be paint. Natasha Denona Mini Lila. I think I'll hang on to that one. And the Mini Star. I think I'll sell that one. Okay, so I've got 3 to sell and 3 to keep. All right, now this is Ethereal Bloom by Artist Couture. Ooh, pretty, pretty. I think, believe it or not, there's a missing color in here. I think I'm going to turn it into paint. And it's plastic, so it could be a palette for paint. Alright, NARS Ignited. I think we'll keep that one for a while. I haven't kept a lot like that. Narcissist. I'm going to keep that for a while too and play with it. I've got the Wayne Goss, the Luxury Eye palette. Boy, these all just look alike. I don't need so many neutral brown palettes. I think Wayne Goss I'm going to try to sell. NARS, I think I'm going to turn to paint. Okay, and then I have these Nabla, the Cutie palette. It's going to be paint. And, oh, which one? Oh, that's Metropolitan. The Nude paint. And Platinum paint. Wow. Okay. I kept nothing. No, I kept that little NARS out of there. Okay. And then I just have some minis. So far, I have not found any green. So, I'm going to keep this green Huda. And I think I'll just go ahead for now. I'm going to turn that to paint. This haze. I'm going to turn it to paint. Alright, let me move these. Alright, now I have some small palettes. Tiny little bits and bobs. So this is Shades of Sean, Life of the Party. That sounds like it's going to be paint. It's paint. And it's all plastic. That would make a nice little travel paint. And then What's Up Beauty and Plum. Oh, that is a really pretty purple. That's a pretty purple. It's not swatching that great though. Pink. I have this little MAC. This little MAC. That's a nice travel size. I'm gonna hang on to the little MAC. This K collection is paint. This one's probably not. Smith & Colt. I think that is very pretty. I'm gonna hang on to that. Lucky Chick. A lot of these came in Ipsy. There's a chunky glitter in the middle and the rest it's gonna be paint. Okay, I've got Gwen Stefani's Give. I think I got these from Aiden. I think it's gonna be paint. And does that one have a name? Just a Girl. And this one is Simple Kind of Life. It is very simple. And I think it's going to be pink. Alright, I have Charlotte Tilbury. Flawless Eye Filter Luxury Palette. Hollywood Luxury Palette. That's pretty. I think I'm going to hang on to it. Okay, this is Viseart. Do I know what one this is? Petite Pro Soleil. I think we'll keep that. It's just cute. And then this is Viseart Florette Coeur. You know, I think I'm actually going to keep that one. I can see that where that would be a nice little travel palette. And this is the Petite Pro 3. Oh, I think I'm going to keep these little Viseart. They're just cute. I got another Charlotte Tilbury. And this one is Easy Palette for the Charlotte Darling look. I don't know if it has a name. Huh? There we go. I think I'm going to give this to my niece. I think she would enjoy that. I got another little Pat McGrath little shimmer palette here. These are all just shimmers, and they're going to be paint. Eye Ecstasy Sublime. I might paint out of that. I got another little Pat McGrath, and this one is Bijou Brilliance eyeshadow palette in Lunar Nightshade. Yeah, keeping that one. Look how pretty that is. Can you see? Keeping that one. And then this is Pear Nova. That's going to be paint. And then I've got some Love Luxe Beauty. I remember buying these. They were out of business. I know I bought these two palettes, Bittersweet and Flamingo, and then I just dropped a shade. The shade just fell out. I'll have to find it. I bought these for the colors, and I'm definitely going to turn them into paint. So I'm going to go count up everything, because we've gone through them all, and I will tell you how many I decluttered, and I'll be right back. Okay, this is crazy. I apparently started out with 136 eyeshadow palettes. That's the most I've ever had at one time, and I just found another one. 137 eyeshadow palettes. This is Beauty for Certain, and I'm gonna turn that into paint. So I am keeping 69 eyeshadow palettes. I am decluttering 68. Half of my collection I am getting rid of. Wow. And I feel good about it, because I can't give the attention to the ones I want to, because I have so many palettes. Does this mean I'm not going to buy anymore? No, as you know, I love eyeshadow. I am going to be more particular about what I buy. If I am offered any palettes, especially Nomad, I will gladly accept them. But purchasing, I am going to be more particular about what I buy. So now I need to find a box to put 68 eyeshadow palettes in, and when I have the time, I will turn those into paint. Like I said, I will show you how, and it will be on my other channel. So yeah, thank you all for joining me on this. I thought it would take me days. I didn't realize I could get it all done in one sitting, so I feel pretty good about that. So Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you would subscribe. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.